Hi there guys, welcome back to the 8 Points. So this is my first video around the Catacombs weekend. So I'll be doing reviews of the board pack as well as an unboxing of Catacombs itself. So I'll be going through that as well. I'll also be doing unboxings and reviews of the Iron Jaws box, the Skaven box, and the Flesh Eater Courts. But today we're going to start with the Kharadron Overlords. Now, what we're going to do with this, we're going to take a look inside, we're going to look at the cards, we're going to see what options we've got, and we're going to build the models. We'll look through the cards first, just to get an indication of what is available. And see if that's going to change what we build out of this box. So, I've never bought any Kharadron Overlords before. Kharadron Overlords before. So I don't know if what we've got in this box is going to give us many options in terms of what we are able to build. So we've got in here a box of Sky Wardens and a box of Grundstock Thunderers. So we've got 3 of these, and then we've got 5 of these. So what have we got? So we'll look at the sprues in a second. So I'm glad that we get 2 lots of tokens. More of these tokens is a very good thing for me. So what I do is I keep all of my warbands, cards and all that kind of stuff in a very small thin box. And because I've got all of the terrain so far, and I've got the core box, and I've got all of these individual boxes as well, what I'm trying to do is collect up enough tokens so that I can have a full token set in each box. And obviously we get 2 with each one of these boxes, which should be enough to cover for 2 warbands. So yeah, the more I get of these, the better. Right. So we get a lot of cards in this box. So I've already got the card pack for the Kharadron Overlords. So let's do away with everything except the English ones. So we've got options for Sky Wardens, Endrin Riggers, and the Grundstock Thunderers. So if we have a look at the cards we've got here. Okay, so I've separated up the cards. So in terms of the Sky Wardens, we get 6 cards, and we can build all of those from this set. Obviously, I'm going to stick to the ones that are in the artwork here. It's the same for the Endrin Riggers. There are 6 cards, so we can build any one of those 6. The Grundstock Thunderers, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 5 in this set. There is artwork for a few more. But again, we'll go for what's in this set. I know that we can build at least one of these other ones. And there's another couple of models in here. Some basic guys. I don't think these are Grundstock Thunderers, but we'll look at their stats in a minute anyway. Okay, so what I've done is I've separated out all of the cards. So we've got Sky Wardens here. We've got Endrin Riggers here. We've got Grundstock Thunderers here, and we've got a few more cards which we'll look through at the end. In terms of the Sky Wardens, they're all 10-inch movement. Most of them are 16-inch. Most of them have got 16 wounds, with the exception of the leader who's got 26. They are all toughness 4. Now, in terms of strength, they're all between 3 and 5. Vast majority are 3, especially for the ranged attacks. Got a few with 4 on spears that they've got. So they're good. They're quite expensive as well. They're all over 200 points, barring one. One of them is 175. In terms of the damage that they deal out, They're all kind of fairly conservative. There's a few criticals on there that do 5 damage, but they're all 1s, 2s, and 3s in general. In terms of the Endrin riggers, again, they're all 200 plus for the most part, except there is one option which is 170. They are all 10 movement. They're all 16 wounds, again, except for a leader they've got, which has got 26. And they are similarly balanced in terms of strength and toughness. So sorry, these are all toughness 4 as well. So they're pretty cool. Now, if we look at the Grundstock Thunderers, so these guys are much less. So they're all ranging around about the 130, around about the 130 mark, except for there's a leader, 2 leaders at 195 and 175. Now they are all slow moving, so every one of these only moves 3 inches. In terms of wounds, they all take 12, except for this leader who takes 22. Toughness 4 all the way. In terms of damage that they can deal out, 1s and 4s and 2s and 4s. So they're fairly handy. This guy, 4 and 8 crits. Sorry, 8 wounds on a crit, but 4 on normals. Only chucking 2 dice on that. But yeah, they are very good. Okay, then we've got these last few cards. There are, I believe, some Grundstock. I think that's a Grundstock Thunderer. I'm not really sure what these are, to be honest. But again, they're all quite similar to the Grundstock Thunderers. So in terms of value, we are and that guy's the cheapest one, 65. He's got no abilities on there. But again, you know, cheap enough to include. There's another one, no abilities, 95 points, 80. So yeah, so there are some options there. There are some options there. So let's have a look at our abilities. So the standard double is Ancestral Fortitude. Until the end of the battle round, add 1 to the toughness of this fighter. Fair enough. There's a grapnel launcher ability on there on a double. The fighter can use this ability only if they are more than 3 inches from any enemy fighters. Pick a point on an obstacle within 20 inches and remove this fighter from the battlefield, and then immediately set them up on the battlefield within 3 inches of the point picked. So that's really brilliant, actually. Just on a double, they can move a great distance, up to 20 inches, as long as it's towards an obstacle. Okay, then they've got Harrying Drill Bill. Pick an enemy fighter within 20 inches of this fighter. Till the end of the battle round, that fighter cannot make disengage actions. Okay, so you can freeze an enemy in place. Moving up to triples, keep your distance. Fighter can use this ability only if they are within 3 inches of an enemy fighter. So it makes a bonus disengage action. Fair enough. Another triple, fight for profit. Till the end of the battle round, add 1 to attacks. Add 1 to the attack's characteristic of attack actions made by friendly fighters within 6 inches of this fighter. So that's really handy. If this fighter is carrying treasure or within 3 inches of an objective, add 2 to the attack's characteristic instead. Okay, so that's a really good one. And then the quad, the big one, timed charges. The fighter can use this ability only if they are within 3 inches of an enemy fighter. Allocate a number of damage points equal to the value of this ability to enemy fighters within 1 inch of this fighter. Then this fighter makes a bonus disengage action. So he can dish out damage to the value of the ability and then make a bonus disengage. So that's cool. Not massively powerful. To enemy fighters. So it counts for. So if he's swarmed and then he uses this, that can be quite, especially if it's on a 6, that can be quite devastating. So that's very cool. Right, okay. So again, we've got tokens. These are just the standard tokens. We had exactly the same ones, the blue ones with the Stormcast Eternal box that came out a few months back. So there's nothing new there. So let's build these and then we'll take a look. Okay, so that's everything built. So what we've got here from our 8 models, we'll look at the Grundstock Thunderers in a minute, but first of all, let's have a quick look at the Skywardens we've built. So this is the main one, this is the leader. Okay, so he's pretty handy in a fight. So his melee abilities, 2-inch range with that spear, so it does 2 damage or 5 on a crit. His gun, which is only an 8-inch distance, is 3 on a crit and 1 normally. So he's pretty cool. 260 points, and he's got good abilities as well. The other 2 that we've got, so we've got a 200 and a 205 pointer. This guy is mainly the same as the leader for the most part. Just doesn't have it abilities wise. And he's wounds 16 instead of wounds 26. And this other guy, he's got a better range, 3 to 15 inch. Doing 1 and 3 damage. He has got a 1-inch melee. Again, doing 1 and 3 damage. But he only rolls 2 dice on that. So he's pretty cool. So that's the Skywardens. So that's 3 of the possible 6 that we could have made from this box. So here's the Grundstock Thunderers. So we've got 5 here. There was the option to make maybe 1 or 2 more, but not many. Let's just double check that actually. Yeah, sorry, so there's 3 other ones that we could have made. These are the ones from the box art. Now, so they're all sort of a middling value. Anything from the cheapest is 115, and they mostly go around that sort of mark, 130, 130. And a couple of high ones, 175 and 195 for the leader. So again, the problem with these guys is that they're all 3-inch movement, so nothing great there. They're all 12 wounds except for the leader who's got 22. A toughness of 4. So they are all ranged units. So we'll look at the longer range ones. So we've got 3 to 15 on the leader, and on this guy who's almost like a little banner carrier. Let's have a closer look at the model. So he does 2 and 4 damage at distance, or 1 and 3 up close. The leader, again, is the same, except he's 1 and 4 damage up front. This guy's pretty good. He does 5, he's got 5 attacks on his distance, doing 1 and 3 damage. This one's only got 2 attacks, but you've got a strength 5. So this guy's only got 2 attacks on his ranged, doing 4 and 8 damage, but he's a strength 5 on it. So a little bit better. And here's the last one. So he's got no melee. He's got a 6-inch range, doing 2 and 4 damage on a strength 5. So pretty good as well. So that's it. So I would say that this is pretty good. There are plenty of options available in the cards, as well as in this box. So the Grundstock Thunderers are more or less settled. There's 3 other options out of the 5, but there are much greater options on the flying units, on the Skywardens and the Endrin Riggers. Now, if you're serious about going for the Kharadron Overlords, I would seriously suggest you get some Archanaut Company as well. So there's a few cards in here, not many, but these are your real kind of cheap options. So there's a couple of those, 80 points, 95, 65. They all suffer from the fact, there's 170, they all suffer from the fact that they are low movement. But if you need boots on the ground, you're not going to get it particularly with this set. So that Archanaut company, if you're going to go for it with the Kharadron Overlords, that is what you need to do. You need to get a box of those. So yeah, it's a solid warband for me. What I'll do is I'll come back and do a full review of this in a few weeks once I've got a few playthroughs with this warband. I will be coming up next. I'll do the Skaven. Get a lot of models in this box, but I'll be doing that in the next day or so. I'll cover all this stuff eventually. I might not do an unboxing of Catacombs, just for the simple fact that there's a million of those out there already, so you won't learn anything new from me on that video. But I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, like and subscribe. One thing I have got coming out in the next week or so is I'm going to show you how to build your own Warcry Catacombs board with terrain, using just some cheap materials and that kind of thing. So that'll be up in about a week or so. So if you want to see that, subscribe and hit that bell to get a notification when my videos come out, and that'll be up in about a week or so. But in the meantime, I'll be going through the rest of this weekend's releases, starting next with the Skaven. So thanks for watching, guys. Much appreciated. I'll catch you later.